This is Stock Talk on June 27th. It's 4:11 p.m. Eastern Time. Went live earlier today, so hopefully you guys caught a live recording of that while the markets were trading. I went live at a very critical juncture, or what I felt that was a very critical juncture, is when SPY made this tail candle on the 180-day chart. So I'm going to zoom in. You guys can see this intraday tail candle, and that was a signal of a potential trend change back downwards. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, but welcome to the channel where we always talk about SPY, which tracks a general market movement on the 180-day chart first. And I just wanted, before we get started, I just want to talk a little bit about like general market movement and how I trade I put up these lines: the support, the resistance, the support, the resistance, and of course these are just my thoughts on the markets, right? And you can imagine that I posted a video yesterday, and yes, it's relevant to that day, right? But of course there's intraday movement that occurs, and that's why I go live in the middle of the day, just to give you guys an update whether things have changed. Usually things shouldn't change that much, but given a volatile environment, one perspective can change higher or lower. So for example, the markets yesterday, based off yesterday's movement, has the potential to pull a little bit higher, but based off of intraday movement today and the candle that was formed, we see a slightly more different perspective. This is why technical analysis and videos might change just a little bit intraday, but for the most part should be accurate. Doesn't have to be accurate to the teeth, but we just need to be more accurate than we are wrong in order to make money in the markets. And of course, managing risk is a massive part of investing. So all of this is also taught in the course. So hopefully when it gets released, you guys will look out for that. In the meantime, let's look at SPY on the 180-day chart. And the reason I talked about this is here's the 20 EMA line, right? The light blue line. And we see this massive rejection. So you can imagine during the first 4 hours, we pulled all the way up here, showing a very nice reversal signal, right? Showing that we held the support. But this massive rejection at the resistance, which was at 274.26, and the 20 EMA showing that we came under the 20 EMA, the body of the candle closed under it, showed that this was a possible trend change, which means you guys could have shorted the markets, shorted and got into volatility, TVIX, at this point because of this tail candle. You had something to trade against the market, and this is what you should have done. And at that time, I took out my triple Q position because I saw that this tail candle meant another leg down. So let's take a bigger perspective, the 180-day chart, and see what is the possibility, or what's the possibility of the markets moving ahead of us. So here we have the support at 271, and now we have formed this candle pretty much going below, closing below on a daily basis, below the support. So that is certainly a more bearish sign for the markets. And that's why, because we're getting etched in by this descending triangle formation now, there's a really, really high probability that it will continue on its way down. Now, on its way down to the next support, the major support at 266.40 to 267 is where I would find the next support. And in my opinion, the markets are still trending lower. Okay, you guys can see this is the support, and this is the major test for the market. So what do I mean by that? Should we start actively closing below this red line, the 200 period moving average, and the support line at 266.67, that is extremely bearish for the markets, but I expect this to be an extremely, extremely strong support at the very least. So I expect daily closes above this line, any close below that line, and we are in another leg downwards. And this will go much further than this line, 266.67. So that's what I'm looking for in the near future. Do I see an area of reversal right now to the upside? No, I don't. And you guys should see that on the chart. You should see no signs of reversal right now, hopefully. TVIX, tracking volatility. We see that volatility had a resistance at 56.46. We closed above the resistance, and there is more upside to volatility, in my opinion. So again, if you guys are trading based off of certain evidence or certain points that you guys want to point out to me, you have those reasons, and that's why you would go into volatility. If you don't have enough good reasons or quality reasons to convince yourself then you shouldn't go into volatility. In this case, you can say that, okay, we bounced off the 20 EMA or the light blue line. We have SPY breaking the support. And because of those two major factors, I would like to go into volatility. That's a good way to express to me, okay, you have at least some grasp of getting into volatility. So hopefully that one helped. Looking at 4/CL, tracking crude oil futures, we see crude oil breaking through the 180-day resistance, right? Which was situated at 72.64, and 73.06 was where we ended. So, all this is great. So you might be thinking, well, Kevin, why are you telling me this kind of after the fact, number one, and how do I actually benefit from this, right? Because, you're telling me after the fact, things already happened. It's too late to do whatever you're doing. So that's what I kind of tell you, the trajectory of the markets. Should the markets go up, this is where we go. Should crude oil go up, this is where we can expect resistance. This is the beauty of technical analysis, is that, we know there's a probability of it going a certain direction more than the other direction. But that probability is never 100%. But should it start pushing up, or should it, continue what we think it will do, this is where we expect the resistance, and this is the area where we can sell. So here we have the resistance here. This is the area where you could have sold. But one thing is, you can see that crude oil has been extremely bullish. So if we start consolidating a little bit at this area, we can probably expect another leg up. Right? This is a straight line up, and you guys can see this better on the 3-year chart. There's a resistance line at 76.59. That is the major 10-year resistance for crude oil. This is not going to be a cakewalk through the $76.59 mark, okay? So what am I expecting? I'm expecting crude oil to potentially reverse at that area, okay? We have this long streak, and once we get to that area, I'm looking into tickers DWT, but for now, UWT and Gush has to be a play right now, and that's just how it is, because we have to follow the trend given this massive up move by crude oil. And we've talked about crude oil's bullish behavior after the OPEC meeting a couple days ago, right? Let's take a look at 4/NG tracking natural gas. Here's natural gas, right? This really predictable pattern. Natural gas went up almost 2% today. Resistance, 2.989. Support. The support is now this ascending triangle at the 200 period moving average. The support is at 2.926 now. The major support's at 2.892. So how do you trade this? You buy on the dip, you sell on the high. If you guys already did this 2 or 3 times, you've made yourself what? 10, 12, 14%, right? If you did this perfectly. Of course, no one's perfect, but you can see how predictable this pattern is. If I gave this chart to anyone would know that we buy on here, we sell on here. So hopefully you guys were able to take part in UGAZ. And in the meantime, you guys were talking about DGAZ, but DGAZ, like we said, is just too dangerous, right? This is a descending pattern on a bear flat trajectory to the downside. It's not something we want to actively participate in given this trend. All right, let's take a look at 4/GC tracking gold futures. Gold futures, no surprise here, right? And this is something we've been kind of talking about every day, is the support at 12.49. Here we go. We're going down, 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 down. Here's the next support. If there's no sign of reversal, it'll keep going down, and we'll find the next support in a few days, right? We'll just zoom out and find the next support. So that's where we're at right now. Gold continues to fall. JNUG cannot be the play right now. JDST, possibly, right? It's been on a descending trend downwards, and that's it. So, all right, let's take a look at your comments. Lucas, so with SPY having a huge drop today, meaning is bearish, do we see consolidation within the next few days, or do we see continue more drops this week? Today was very interesting, completely agree, and we talked about SPY and its potential to drop, and the potential to drop is significantly higher, in my opinion, to 266, 267 area than its potential to reverse, given today's trajectory. Donald, no AMD. Okay, so we'll cover AMD for you right now on Stock Talk. So thank you for joining on the live stream earlier today. So AMD, we talked about AMD, right? Because the markets are pulling lower, AMD is falling, other tickers are falling. You know, this is normal, and the best time to enter AMD, in my opinion, is where I boxed in. This is based off of past patterns. We're looking at the 3-year chart, weekly candles. A weekly close around $5. Here was $5.86 before we saw a bounce up. Now, here's the 20 EMA line, the light blue line. I'm expecting some sort of entry between $13 to $14. Are we there yet? We're a dollar short right now. So I'm not going to look for entry into AMD yet until we fall into this area. If AMD goes like this higher, okay, no problem. I'll just wait until it gets to the 20 EMA line again. So that's just my trading strategy because I know where to stop loss out. So here's AMD. Hopefully that helps. Addy Boy CHL was the stock on downtrend for some time. It's double bottom. So let's take a look at CHL. Right, so CHL has been on a continuous trend to the downside. You can look at the 3-year chart and this is just collapsing downwards. We made a 3-year low, I think this is today, 43.78, 43.63, or very close to the 3-year low. Yeah, not something I would actively participate in as this has been on a descending trajectory. No signs of any reversal right now, and therefore not something we would play out. We cannot guess where the retracement is. This is just too risky. Too risky. Yep. Okay. So Daniel, maybe no camera for live stream, but I do like your face. Well, thank you. I'm gonna become a little teary again. Time to get back into Square. Will SQ. So SQ is something we've seen this, right? Look at this. Here's Square. We had an all-time high, $69.40 last week. We're coming back down. Where are we looking for Square entry? Similar to AMD. AMD, we're looking for a $1 drop. Square, we're looking for the retest at 20 EMA. This is another 9% drop. Very possible for Square. My entry point would be around $54 to $55. This is the prime entry point right now as we're dropping. I would not catch it. You might want to think there's a support around, you guys can see, around 58.77. That's around $1 and a little more dollar than away, but I still want to get down here before I look for an entry point. Darway, hey, what do you think about shorting dry ships? Dry ships, let me see. So be sure you dry ships. Yeah, make sure you put out the ticker next time so I kind of know which ticker you're talking about. In the meantime, okay, well, I guess if you shorted dry ships, you made 8.3%, but of course that is after the fact. So what is going on here? I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I think you could short dry ships. It's just, this pattern is, what exactly happened here? What happened? Like, why does this chart look so strange? Okay. Yeah, you can certainly short dry ships. This kind of looks like IQ a little bit, where it continuously goes downwards. I think this is, yeah, an okay move to make. The question is, where are you going to cover, right? And that is something you would want to, because this is quite volatile, this one. Look how fast it goes up and how fast it goes down. This is quite volatile, so you just want to make sure you know where to cover, right, at the support line. We're around 50 cents away, so hopefully that helps. RA, I recently joined your channel. I love it. I'm learning how to look at charts and keep watching to become better. I'm a beginner trader. Yeah, and hopefully for those of you who are new here, you guys do benefit. And there we go. I enjoy your technical analysis, Doffel, because it adds another dimension to learning. That's great to hear. Terry, can you please check on BGNE? Sure thing. So let's take a look at BGNE. And this will be the last ticker I tackle today. BGNE is on a very nice short selling possibility. You guys can see that we reached all-time highs, but now we're just collapsing downwards. Let's take a look at the 1-year chart. My goodness, that is not good. Ooh, okay. So this is obviously not something we want to actively participate in. Given that we are looking at the 3-year trajectory, we've gone high, 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 high. This, yikes, right, is, let's take a look at the possibility of a reversal would be around 150 to 134 area given its trajectory. So there's still room to drop, and given its, this catastrophic drop downwards, don't catch a falling knife, right? So wait for that pattern consolidation before even considering this one, I think. The last one I kind of want to take a look at is IQ, and I think a lot of you guys are talking about this. Here's IQ on the 180-day chart, and we see a 13.35 drop. So similar to what I did with the previous ticker, I can even kind of do this as well. So showing you guys that the probability of it dropping to $30 to $32, that's certainly there. We're at 31.22. There's certainly room to drop even more. Expect some sort of bounce around $29 to $30 or some sort of support, but certainly right now we got rejected at the 20 EMA and we're on the way down again. So pretty good short selling opportunity in my opinion, but yep, that's pretty much it. In the meantime, thank you very much for joining this and watching this vid stock talk video. If I didn't get to your ticker, I do apologize. Just want to make the video a little shorter. But yeah, so be sure to comment your tickers in the video in the comment section down below. Thanks once again, and like if you like this video, it helps a lot. I don't get paid doing this, but I can see the likes, so that is very nice if you guys do like these videos. And subscribe to this channel if you find these videos helpful. Like I said, it's completely free. There's the red button down below as well. So in the meantime, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another market day. It'll be another very interesting day by the markets. I'm expecting a lot of volatility tomorrow again, especially since we're right here. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.